Hello and welcome to my second overview of a Stellaris game. So here are the mods I'll be using in my Stellaris game. So we have got Latino Faction Flags mod, no more charging battleships or titans, Ascension perk slots expanded, Star Wars armies, auto survey at start, standalone, outdated. I did not notice that. Instant research, speed, all-in-one trait, Star Wars expanded ships reborn, universal resources patch 2.4 plus, more trait points, colonize them all, galaxy rich worlds, legacy upper limit, version 2.2 plus. We've got super trait points and more authorities, influence cap plus 3.4, new government mod, more ascension perk slots, Star Wars droid armies. This will make, having the Colossus much more effective. The Dark Arts of Necromancy mod, a sci-fi tech pack, more Cirque points, and Revolution Ethics and Civics. Oh, and Government Variety Pack, and Gigastructure Engineering, and more. Oh, and, well, the New Order Last Worlds of the Galaxy music mod, and German name list, plus Stellaris kill count. So, those are the mods I'm going to be playing with. But now it's time to show you all my very interesting civilizations, which you will see in 1 second. Hello and welcome to the rest of the video. Well, now that I'm gonna do quite a long overview because, well, I have a lot of creations. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. However, for our purposes, I'm gonna focus on the creations which we actually will be seeing, which I have allowed to be in this game, which I'll be playing. So, let's start with my oldest one, Erasing Traces. There were other countries here, but I don't know where they were. Monthly Unity at 10 plus. They are a star empire. This government is a hereditary and militaristic form of autocracy with a single sovereign controlling both the government and the military. Contempt for others. So, yes, this one. This country openly abuses other countries and people to satisfy its self-esteem. The Conveyor System. This society considers it the absolute right of the state to decide where the citizens live and work. So they basically believe that it is the right of the state to determine where anyone works and where anyone lives. And it gives them a pop gross from immigration 15 plus. War engineers. This society has strong traditions of developed military industry and warfare. Their warships and guns are traditionally the best but expensive. So they have ship weapon damage 5 plus, armor hit points 10 plus, sublight speed 15 plus, research speed propulsion 15 plus, ship build cost 20 plus. Their ships are very expensive, basically. Imperialism. This society considers itself the most superior government and doing all it can to demonstrate its national power and prestige and to secure its interest. And is doing all it can to demonstrate its national power and prestige to secure its interest. I missed the is part. I didn't see that. They are authoritarian. A strong guiding hand is essential to the success of any civilization. The alternative would be anarchy and chaos. It is the duty of the state to steer the citizens towards the path that they are most productive. Fanatic xenophobe. Any alien influence must be ruthlessly quashed. Only by staying pure and true to ourselves and the planet that gave us life can we guard against insidious xenoplots. Even mastery over the aliens might not be enough to guarantee our own safety. Basically, they're just assholes, basically. They're just pricks. They will literally do whatever is necessary and will probably, kill people. In fact, in this, they can purge aliens, they can enslave aliens, decrease opinion for any other species, cannot give aliens full citizenship, cannot allow aliens full military service, cannot use refugees welcome species policy. And they're militarist. The only true virtues are courage and discipline. And channeled properly, they can overcome any obstacle. Therein lies true strength, force withheld, a promise made. So, they are indeed very martial. They're also materialist. As we reach for the stars, we must put away childish things, gods, spirits, and other phantoms of the brain. Reality is cruel and unforgiving, yet we must steel ourselves and secure the survival of our race through the unflinching pursuit of science and technology. Oh, and they're imperial. The throne is always inherited by a designated successor upon the ruler's death. So, they're aristocratic. Oh, and you may notice something about their name by any chance. If you do, yes, and actually, now I think about it, it's pretty actually, now that I think about it, it's actually rather blatantly obvious what I base this state off. Especially if you look at this one. There is some serious things we had there. Anyway, let's see. Okay, indeed. So yeah, they are dictatorial. And I think I'm gonna... Yes, I decided to name the leader this. I mean, basically, this state just lives to kill. And, personally, I wouldn't want to be next to them. They're probably the type of state which would actually start a war early on, if necessary. Now I think... Wait, hold on. Yes, I thought so. Well, actually, now that... you might get to see something that you don't often see unless I'm actually directly creating them. So, rational consensus... I think industrial democracy should do it. Yeah, I wondered, because I remember specifically. Okay, so, well, now we've got all of these done, so they are a rational consensus state. They are an indirect democracy, but they have rational consensus. So yeah, what I did was just slightly modify it. In fact, wait, now that I think about it, did I do... I haven't. You see, this is why you check. This is why you check. Okay, so they're rational and... Well, They're industrious. You see that I didn't... Ah, yeah. You see, I haven't actually had the chance to just remember to modify these ever so slightly. Anyway, the Becker collision, I think I remember Becker collision, which I named, is a fairly... it's one of my older ones. Actually, it's a rather old one of my... It's a very old one. And they have rational consensus. The government is a materialistic form of democracy, governed according to principles based on rationality and scientific theory. Basically, they govern on logic. They govern very much on logic, and they are an indirect democracy. Indirect democracies have regular elections where all citizens can vote on who should represent them. I'm sure Americans in the crowd know exactly what who can vote on who should represent them means. And yes, it's basically the Electoral College, the indirect democracy part. Indirect democracies have regular elections where all citizens can vote on who should represent them. And when they say represent, it's who can represent them, and I like to imagine that it's whoever can represent them in, like, voting or something like that. I don't know how that would work, but it sounds like it's like the Electoral College or something insane like that. I could imagine it's something like the Electoral College. But, who knows? Because it depends on how you use the system. Now, they have a beacon of liberty. They are a beacon of liberty. This society idealizes personal liberty, holding above all else the right of the individual to pursue and fulfill their goals and ambitions. The reduction of central government authority and bureaucratic regulation and encourages innovation and the free flow of people, goods, and ideas across the nation. Cannot use planned economy, resettlement, and population control, and are not allowed social welfare living standards not available. They can't have social welfare. Maybe this is actually the closest one to America now I think about it. Indirectly, I may have made this one quite accurate to America for some reason. Common values. This society shares the common values that intelligent life in this galaxy has universal existent values as well. Cramming education. Oh, this one should be interesting. Cramming is a method of education that places an emphasis on increasing the amount of knowledge by rate or aims to increase knowledge. Demonstration culture. The right to demonstrate is widely recognized in this society, making it easy for groups and activists of various ideologies to make their views known to society. Industrial democracy. An arrangement which involves regular workers making decisions, sharing responsibility and authority in the workplace, which results in an increased productivity and service delivery from a more fully engaged and happier workforce. Worker happiness 10 plus, worker political power 100 plus, worker pop resource output 10 plus. So in that sense, they're not like America. Well, let's see. My martial empire. So, this is based off Japan. This is based off Japan. They are a martial empire. This government is a militaristic form of hereditary autocracy where the state exists largely to support the military. Martial ability is highly valued and all citizens are regularly drilled in matches of war. So they get drilled a lot, basically. They are regularly drilled in matches of war. They are imperial. You'll get very used to the fact that I tend to have all of these around, but the advanced glory system. The glory of this country is multi-layered and difficult for other countries to understand, but for us, glory is supreme and obtaining it is an honor and often more important than life. Basically, to them, their honor and glory is more important than living. I'm sure you can guess what that's based on. Contempt for others. This country openly abuses other countries and people to satisfy its self-esteem. Monthly influence 50, 0.50, encryption plus 5, trade value minus 1. This gives monthly influence plus 1, leader cap plus 1, leader experience gain 25%. Imperialism. This society considers itself the most superior government and is doing all it can to demonstrate its national power and to secure its interest. Big ship policy. This society believes that big ships with big guns reign supreme. I believe this fits within the Marshall Empire, sort of this empire specifically, because, well, they value battleships quite heavily. Warrior culture. This society has developed into a hardy warrior culture. Martial prowess is valued above all else, and true glory can only be found on the field of battle. Starts with centralized command tech. Replaces entertainer jobs with duelist jobs. Duelist turn ally into unity and amenities and naval capacity. Army damage 20 plus, mercenary enclave capacity 1 plus. They are authoritarian, they are xenophobe, and they are militarist, but they are fanatic industrialist. I mean, yeah, they kind of are. They kind of basically were, so... A strong, yeah, I think you said that. I'll let you read a rip for bits here. And then this one... yes. So, the stakes cannot be high as we reach into the vast, uncharted expanse of the galaxy, for we are gambling with the very survival of our species. Never trust the alien. Its false smile hides an unknowable mind. So they are, yes, basically they are xenophobes. But they're just not as hard as these guys down here. They're just not that hard. Cool. They're militarist. And they are fanatical industrialists. Through our inventions, we were capable of raising civilization from dust and bending the forces of nature to our will. At our command, the other planets will relinquish their riches and magnificent factories scoop them up. This power demands to be used, and through its use we shall remake the galaxy in our own image. I mean, they're basically autocrat. They basically believe in the policy of autocracy when it comes to their economic policy. They're autocracy people, basically. That's the best way to think of them. They don't really care too much. They just want to be fully self-sufficient. And, well, he's met to the opposite of the first one. This is the very opposite of the first one. And this is the Federal Republic of Germany. They are a moral democracy. And they are an indirect democracy. Oh, it seems like one of my alarms went off. Well, so, a moral democracy. This government is a pacifist form of democracy, firmly guided by moralist principles and non-violence. Indirect democracy. indirect democracies have regular elections where all citizens can vote on who should represent them. Okay, now here's some different ones for you. This society is committed to helping the weak. It provides generous amounts of subsidies and safety nets for its citizens. Basically, it's great to live in their country, basically. That's the best way to put it. It would be good to live in this country. Open door immigration. This society is tolerant of the acceptance of others and accepts all immigrants as long as they have not committed serious crimes. Immigration pool plus 10. I mean, their workers are more happy and they have more consumer goods upkeep, but crime minus 5 is pretty good. Truth and Reconciliation Commission. In this country, reflection on former dictatorships, wars, and acts of genocide has led to the public discovery and disclosure of wrongs for the past, present, and future. In the interest of national, ethical, and communal harmony, the permanent committees established for this purpose have had no small impact on national integration. Happiness 10 plus, stability 5 plus, available envoys 1 plus, monthly unity 10 plus. I based this on Germany. It's in the name. It's based off modern Germany. If anybody's surprised that this trait exists, I'm sure most Germans will agree this is an accurate governing ethic to pit. Environmentalist. This society seeks to coexist in harmony with nature. Great care is taken to preserve the environment and limit consumerism where possible. So, consumer goods upkeep 20 minus. Universalism. This civilization is driven into space by the spirit of hope and belief in peaceful cooperation of all sentient life in the galaxy. Being at Federation non-aggression pacts and research agreements do not cost influence to maintain. Xenoist faction provide additional approval for being in Federation. Unsuccessful uplifting gains 10-year empire-wide modifier which increases unity and society research. Can't have rivals considered as advanced version of diplomatic corps civic. They basically believe in being peaceful, which is entirely different to the one at the bottom. They're like, this is like 1930s Germany. This is modern day Germany. They will be very peaceful unless you decide to really try and kill them. Libertarian. Libertarians preserve democratic values with citizens being directly involved in the governing process through the mechanisms of either representative or direct democracy. Xenophile. There exists in all of us a deep-seated fascination for the unknown, an adventurous spirit that rejects the familiar and glories in the unfamiliar, whether or whomever it may be. Pacifist. Now I think about it, now I think about it, I probably need to do this. Well, I just realized that. Well, they are materialists, so they don't really have a religion. As they don't highly praise religion, but they're not hardcore on it either. Those who preserve the industrial system of ours consider themselves masters of the biosphere. who have moral rights to exploit nature and its resources for the sake of their own prosperity, even if it implies discrimination of other biological species. Otherwise, it can be called biospherical elitism. So yeah, they're very peaceful, basically. Oh, and yes, I decided to name this leader Miracle. Because it's at the time it was kind of, the person in charge, I'm pretty sure. When I made this civilization, it was the person in charge, so... But yeah, look at that. Border friction, 25 minus. Envoy, improved relations, 15 plus. Available envoys, 3 plus. Diplomatic weight, 15 plus. Diplomatic influence cost, 15 minus. Yeah, they basically are the most peaceful state on the entire list, actually. So yeah. Here's the next one. And they are a social democracy. And, well, they're also an indirect democracy, but yeah. Idea of a state in which acting in the frame of market economy needs to provide security and equality of opportunity for its people and should actively reorder society in a way that is conducive to such development, but that such changes should be brought about gradually, legitimized by democratically elected majority. Should be brought about gradually, legitimized by democratically elected majority. So they basically believe in socialism. These guys will basically, they believe in socialism. Through and through. Okay, I need to check something. Have I? Yes, I have. Good. Well, as we're here, let's see, what have they got? Common values. This society shares the common values that intelligent life in the galaxy has universal existent values as well. Open door immigration. This society is tolerant of the acceptance of others and accepts all immigrants as long as they have not committed serious crimes. So they're gonna help people a lot. Environmentalist. This society seeks to coexist in harmony with nature. Great care is taken to preserve the environment and limit consumerism where possible. Meritocratic. An individual's social station or personal connection should have no bearing on their profession. The sole basis for advancement in this society is demonstrated by ability and talent. Demonstrated by ability and talent. I do not. Okay, whoever wrote that, I might need to. Whatever. Leader level Cat 1, specialist pop resource output 10 plus. And, well, they've got welfare state. In this society, the state traditionally plays a key role in the protection and promotion of the economic and social well-being of its citizens. Can't use private healthcare or private education policies. Obligated to live under social welfare living standard. So they're obligated, basically, to live under the social welfare living standard grade. Interesting. Pop growth speed, 15 plus. Pop demotion time, 15 minus. Unemployed consumer goods upkeep, 1 plus. Unemployed consumer goods upkeep, 1 plus. So. Yeah. Oh, and they're phonetic pacifists. As civilized beings, the end of all armed conflict should be our primary concern. War is an evolutionary dead end and as futile as it is wasteful. Must use defensive wars only policy. Cannot engage in indiscriminate orbital bombardment. Stability 10 plus. Empire size from pops 30 minus. Border friction 40 minus. 40 minus. Monthly influence 10 plus. Naval capacity 10 minus. They're not really war. They don't really go to war often. And another difference between them is the fact that they're basically phonetic ecologists. And they're xenophile. But I think, you've got the idea of what that is. Our musicians cannot compose a melody so profound as the songs of wildlife and the whispers of the trees. Our artists cannot capture the ineffable majesty of mountaintops, secluded lakes, or vast caverns. Whether by design or by chance, we have been born into a universe of transcendent natural beauty. They're basically hardcore environmentalists. Saying that they mostly focus on themselves. So, the state, they're planetoid. My country. I tried to do my country well in this. The government is a materialistic form of democracy governed according to principles based on rationality and scientific theory. Honest negotiator. This country is considered honest by other countries and is trusted in trade and diplomacy. Available envoys 1+, trust cap 20+. Social welfare. This society is committed to helping the weak. It provides generous amounts of subsidies and safety nets for its citizens. I just realized, this is another one of those ones. I just realized that I don't have all of these done. So we will be finding out what we have got here. Lifelong learning. I will do that one because, well, I've been told that's how our one works. But let's see. What else to get them? You see, I didn't notice this, so let's see. Yeah, now I have to figure out. Okay, I have an idea. I think. Let's say healthy habits. Well, I did not see this coming. But yes, so they do social welfare. Messenger of peace. This country has a strong interest not only in peace at home, but also peace in other countries, and uses its diplomatic power to bring peace to other countries. 20+. Damage to crisis-seeking nations 20+. Sublight speed 10+. Stability +5. So, the working population is happy, but the consumer goods upkeep is 10+. Lifelong learning. This society values public education so strongly that opportunities for learning and development are made available throughout citizens' lives. Cannot use the Promote Citizen Scholarship Edict that gives planets one citizen scholar job per 15 citizen scholars turn consumer. Oh wait, it can use the Promote Citizen Scholarship Edict that gives planets one citizen scholar job per 15 pops. Citizen scholars turn consumer goods into research points and unity and amenities. Okay, they get one more governor. I have one more governor and scientist, and a leader experience gain of 20 plus. Healthy habits. The people of this country lead a healthy lifestyle through exercise, diet, and moderate sun exposure. So they're, it's based off my country, which I think you can see from the top there. Okay, seriously, did I accidentally spell that wrong?